What's up YouTube? Today I'm back here again. Wasn't really going to make a video on this just because I was just swapping some wheels out until I realized that these wheels needed a little bit more work than I had originally thought. Let's take a look. Alright, so the story behind these is when I bought these Sequoia wheels to go in the GX, they were a really good price, got them for really cheap, and I thought to myself, wow, it's almost too good to be true. Well, the saying goes, if it seems too good to be true, it probably is. Well, as you can see here, this wheel isn't terrible. I thought it was just a bad Plasti Dip job. I thought it was a bad Plasti Dip job originally when I picked them up. And I started taking some Plasti Dip off and noticed, well, maybe it's not so much just the Plasti Dip. These things are fairly corroded, which is not the best in the world. As you can see, it's got some corrosion. Don't know where these wheels came from necessarily, but they've probably seen better days. So the Plasti Dip wasn't coming off very easy, and I really didn't want to buy dip dissolver from dipyourcar.com. Sure, it works great, just didn't want to buy it. So what I did is I messaged dip dissolver or dipyourcar.com, and I asked them, hey, can you send me over an MSDS sheet? You know, I'd like to know what's in it. They sent it over right away, and I noticed there's one main ingredient that I figured would be pretty good. And I figured that's what makes the dip dissolver so good at dissolving the dip, was that main ingredient. So yeah, I messaged dip dissolver, found out the main ingredient in that thing. So I started looking around, right, to see if I could find something else that has that same main ingredient that might work just as well, that I can pick up like at a hardware store. I didn't have to order it, wait. I'm an impatient person, I'll admit that. So, as I was doing research, I found this little guy. It is actually an air freshener, but it actually uses the same main ingredient as dip dissolver does. So, I'm going to try it out and see how well it works. It's called delaminine or something like that. I'll pop it up right here. And yeah, that was the main ingredient in it. I got the MSDS sheet. I'll pop it up on the screen here. But so what I'm doing is I've sprayed what was left of the dip on there with that pure citrus air freshener, believe it or not. And honestly, it looks like it's eating through that. So I'm gonna spray another coat and we'll see how that goes from there. Alright, so I just sprayed that second coat on. And it might be difficult to see, but it is sort of like gelling stuff up. So that makes me a little hopeful. Gonna let it sit for a little bit. First coat I kind of let sit for 5 minutes maybe. Too bad they all didn't look like that. But yeah, so I'm gonna give it some time, 5 minutes or so, and then I'm gonna just start with maybe a rag just to see how well it actually just wipes off. I'm not too hopeful on that. I don't think that's gonna work. I might have to do a little power washing, but we'll see. And I also probably gonna have to sand it down, because if you see on this wheel, this is the best one to show, the finish is actually wearing off. So I'm gonna have to probably sand that all down so it's nice and smooth. Yeah, actually might actually be working a little bit better than I thought. Anyway, I'll come back in 5 minutes and we'll see how that works. Alright, so it's been about 5 minutes or so, give or take. Wasn't really paying attention, honestly. But I just got some red shop rags. I'm gonna try and see how well this stuff just wipes off. Start with this wheel. It's kind of the worst one right here. Oh man, I think it's working. That's crazy. Yeah, check that out, man. It's working pretty good for an air freshener. Pulling dip off pretty nice. I'm gonna start wiping the rest of these wheels down, and then I'll bring you around to see what it looks like. I don't know if I'm gonna have to do multiple passes with that spray and, you know, a lot of elbow grease, but bet you if I power washed it, it'd be better, but don't really want to make that big of a mess right now. So yeah, let's see how the rest of it goes. All right. I mean, for an air freshener, it did pretty good. Most of it wiped off. The hardest spots are still in these lug seat areas where the center cap attaches to, but hopefully with power washing, I can clean the rest of that residue off and actually have wheels that I can sand back down, because you can see here the finish is coming off. This is probably, well, this one and probably that one are the two worst wheels I have. These two, this one, I don't know what I'm gonna do, because it did start, like I said, everywhere the Plasti Dip didn't come off was corroded. So these two are the best. I don't know, I'd hate to take that factory finish off, but honestly, to get these all kind of looking the same, I might sand this one down just so I can do the same process on all four wheels, and that way they all, hopefully the goal is to get them to all finish and look the same at the end. But yeah, some air freshener. All right, right on. Well, I'm gonna probably spray this one down again lightly, let it sit while I work on the other three wheels, and then I'm gonna try and power wash it, and then we'll see what happens from there. Alright, after power washing, let's see how it did. Well, I mean, It didn't get it all the way off, but I'm hoping in my next step of trying to revive these wheels back from the dead here, that sanding it might take the rest of the stuff that I can't get off. It should. Might even throw it in the sandblaster to start off with. But yeah, that's the hardest part, is in these lug seats. You can still see there's quite a bit of stuff stuck to them. The power washing didn't help as much as I was hoping it would, but you know, gotta try it all. See how that corrosion is. This is just the best looking one. So, well, honestly, I can say I'm thoroughly surprised with how well this stuff worked. Pure citrus, huh? Let's try it out, man. It pulled that Plasti Dip off pretty easy. If your wheels aren't as corroded as mine, it might even do a whole lot better. Just because all this corrosion, man, paint likes to adhere to stuff that isn't smooth. And if you can tell, this is about as unsmooth as it's gonna get. So I had a lot more difficult time. But yeah, give this stuff a try. Or try and find any other kind of highly concentrated cleaner with that D-limonene. I don't even know. I'm not even gonna try anymore. I sound like an idiot, but that's okay. So yeah, next video I'm probably gonna do is gonna try and sand all these down. Probably gonna have to use some high fill primer. Stay tuned for that video, guys.